I think the intersection of machine learning and other computer science techniques and biology is just bursting into prominence, and I think we're going to see a huge amount of really top-tier talent drawn to that intersection over the coming years. I think that biology is the next frontier. There's the famous sort of Peter Thiel line about atoms and bits, and we were promised flying cars. We got 140 characters. I think we're really at the stage now where it's not just atoms but cells that really are the frontier in terms of where can we innovate next most radically. And I think we're going to see a lot of effort, a lot of capital, and as I say, most importantly, a lot of ambition targeted at that space. Maybe a subset of that, but one that I'm particularly interested in, is clean meat. I think if you try and do the thought experiment of, what would a visitor from 100 years from now look at in our world and be horrified at, in the same way that we, if we wound the clock back 100 years or 200 years, there are things that our ancestors did and thought were normal that we would regard as, a moral horror. What's the likely equivalent if we flip that and think about a future visitor? To me, the number one candidate has to be the fact that we created meat in the way that we do today. Kind of whatever your views on animal welfare, is pretty shocking, the level of environmental damage and suffering that goes into making the meat we do today. And yet, we're really not that far away from mainstream, affordable, tasty artificial meat. And I think if you take that trend and extrapolate it through all the natural resources that we use, I think you're going to see some extraordinarily exciting things in that space. And I kind of see in some of the applications that we're getting to EF the seeds of some really globally important companies in that space.